and Assalamu alaikum. This is Introduction to Psychology Part 1 PSY 312 by Dear Knowledge. Okay, till now we have successfully completed the part of the central nervous system under the topic of the nervous system, and in this video we will start with the peripheral nervous system. And basically central nervous system and peripheral nervous system are supposed to be completed under the chapter of biological basis of behavior, which is a third chapter of the Introduction to Psychology Part 1. So let me just give you a quick overview or general we will do just a brief discussion on the nervous system, just an overview. Basically, nervous system is divided into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Then central nervous system is divided into brain and spinal cord, and then brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Now, forebrain have further divisions, let's say cerebrum, limbic system, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Then midbrain have no such divisions, but we have discussed the reticular formation under the topic of midbrain as well as under the topic of hindbrain, and we've also discussed the reason why we are discussing the reticular formation under the topic of midbrain as well as hindbrain. Now, hindbrain have further divisions, that is cerebellum, pons, and medulla. Now, we also discussed that we should not get confused between cerebrum and cerebellum, because I usually get confused between the pronunciation of the cerebrum and cerebellum. So in this video, not only me, not only you, but we both have learned that we should not get confused between cerebrum and cerebellum. Cerebellum is under the topic of hindbrain, and cerebrum is under the topic of forebrain. Now, in this video, we'll start with the peripheral nervous system, the division of the peripheral nervous system, and the subdivision of the peripheral nervous system. So let's start with the peripheral nervous system. In this video, I'll show you the location of the peripheral nervous system and the difference between the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, and the importance of the peripheral nervous system. Now, the central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord, and this area includes the central nervous system, whereas the peripheral area, the peripheral or the outside area that is not part of the central nervous system, is the peripheral nervous system. Now, let me tell you a bit importance of the peripheral nervous system. Now, imagine a power unit without electric cables and wires to send power. Now, it would be the position of a brain without the peripheral nervous system. Now, the peripheral nervous system consists of motor and sensory neurons, which transmit information to and from the central nervous system, and it consists of all those nerves that are outside the brain and spinal cord. Now, a nerve is a bundle of neuron fibers that are routed together in the peripheral nervous system. So, without the peripheral nervous system, we would not be able to receive or proceed information from the brain. Let's talk about a little bit difference between the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Now, the main difference includes that the central nervous system is composed of brain and spinal cord, whereas the peripheral nervous system is composed of cranial nerves, spinal nerves, and peripheral nerves. Now, the central nervous system contains relay neurons, whereas the peripheral nervous system contains the sensory neurons and the motor neurons. As I've discussed earlier, that the peripheral nervous system consists of motor and sensory neurons, which transmit information to and from the central nervous system. Now, let's start with the proper definition of the peripheral nervous system. Basically, peripheral nervous system is the division of the nervous system that includes all the nerves lying outside the central nervous system. Now, the peripheral nervous system is the outer major division of actually, the peripheral nervous system is the other major division of your nervous system. Now, the word peripheral means lying at the outer edges. So, the peripheral nervous system comprises all the nerves outside the central nervous system that extends to the outermost borders of your body, including your skin. Now, the communication functions of the peripheral nervous systems are handled by its two subdivisions, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. Now, the peripheral nervous system is, or you can say the peripheral nervous system is made up of all those nerves that lie outside the brain and a spinal cord. So nerves are bundles of neurons that are routed together in the peripheral nervous system, and this portion of the nervous system is just what it sounds like, the part that extends outside the central nervous system. So, as I've discussed earlier, that imagine a power unit without electric cables and wires to send power would be the position of our brain without the peripheral nervous system. Now, peripheral nervous system have further divisions. It is divided into somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is divided into afferent nerves and efferent nerves, and autonomic nervous system is divided into sympathetic division and parasympathetic division, which is quite interesting topic to discuss. So we will start with the somatic nervous system. Now, the the definition of the somatic nervous system is that somatic nervous system is the subdivision of the peripheral nervous system that communicates sensory information to the central nervous system and carries motor message from the central nervous system to the muscles. Now, somatic nervous system takes its name from the Greek word soma, which means body, and it plays a key role in communication throughout the entire body. First, the somatic nervous system communicates sensory information received by sensory receptors along sensory nerves to the central nervous system. And second, it carries message from the central nervous system along motor nerves to perform voluntary muscles, and all different sensations that you're experiencing right now are being communicated by your somatic nervous system to your spinal cord and onto your brain. So basically, somatic nervous system is made up of all those nerves that connect to the voluntary skeletal muscle and the sensory receptors. Now, it transmits sensory information such as sound, vision, and temperature to the central nervous system, and it also carries message from the central nervous system and spinal cord to the muscles. Now, the somatic nervous system is made up of nerves that connect to voluntary skeletal muscles and tend to the somatic nervous system is made up of nerves that connect to voluntary skeletal muscles and to sensory receptors. Now, these nerves are the cables that carry information from the receptors in the skin, muscles, and joints to the central nervous system, and that carry commands from the central nervous system to the muscles. Now, when you perform a voluntary action such as turning a page of a book or the message from the brain are communicated down the spinal cord, then outside the muscles via the somatic nervous system. So the somatic nervous system enables control of voluntary processes such as writing, raising your hand, smiling, and so on. Now, somatic nervous system have further two types, or it's subdivided into afferent nerves and efferent nerves. Now, the difference between the afferent nerves, or you can say that the process of the somatic nervous system, all this communication process requires two types of nerves, the afferent nerves and the efferent nerves. Now, the afferent nerves are those that carry information to the central nervous system from the periphery, and the efferent nerves are those that carry information from the central nervous system to the periphery. In short, you can say that the somatic nervous system lets you feel the world and move around it. So this was the end of the video. If your concept is clear, you got the point, you can like the video, and if there is any confusion, you can ask us in the comment section, and we will try our level best to help you out there. If you want to stay notified for the upcoming videos, and you are new to this channel, you can subscribe to Dear Knowledge. You can click on the bell icon so you will never miss any notification from Dear Knowledge. You can also share the link of the video and channel with your friends and family, because sharing is caring. Until then,